Hello, 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 fools. Welcome to Meet the Villains 2.0 after the Season 4 finale. And, as always, we have an amazing guest here with us hosting these villains and keeping us in check and asking all these questions. So, with us today is Mike from Red Dirt D&D.
Hey,
Mr. Michael.
Greetings and salutations, fellow fools. I'm so excited to be here because I love this show. I am so excited, and especially to be able to host the villains, which I think is the only reason to actually listen to A Fool's Quest.
Hey, you and me both, buddy.
It was so much
Shots
easier.
fired.
It was so much easier when you guys were doing one every other episode, because then, hey, I wouldn't have to listen to the Heroes one. I could just go straight to the villains one.
You just skip a week.
But then you mixed them together, and I'm like, I gotta listen to all the Heroes crap first. What the hell?
I feel your pain.
Because I really think the heroes. I think the villains are the true heroes of this quest. Yeah.
Same. I've been saying that from the start, and I don't think that enough people have been listening.
I thought that for a while, but Season 4 Hesh gets pretty villainous.
I don't believe you, number one.
Ayda is still innocent.
That's
as
right.
always.
Sorry.
So yeah, I'm Michael Cross. I'm with Red Dirt D&D. We are another actual play podcast set in the fictional world of Ratoya, which is kind of like a Wild West fantasy. And just like Fool's Quest has music, sound effects, we're a little bit more on the serious side, just because. And that's probably why I love Fool's Quest so much, because I can actually enjoy my funny side by listening to you guys. Nice. But yeah, you can find us on Twitter at Red Dirt D&D and on the web at reddirtdnd.com. And let's go ahead and go around and introduce everybody, just in case someone doesn't know who you are. Nico, why don't we go ahead and start with you?
Hey everybody, I'm Nico. I'm the Demo, or the
The
Demo.
Demo.
I am
No, I
the
like it.
DM
The Demo.
of A Fool's Quest. I'm the Demo, also known as Keen Mind in some circles.
That's true.
And yeah, I normally do most of the talking, but I don't have to today, so I will kick it over to someone else. How about you, Ada or Jess?
Hey guys, it's Jess, your favorite drow rogue. I play Ayda on the villain side for A Fool's Quest.
Tony.
I'm Tony. I play Francis the Lion. You all know who that is.
We know.
God, do we know?
My name is Shamas, and I play Hesh Eggars of the Eggars.
I love your accent. I actually love all your voices that you do for all the characters that you do. It's so much fun.
Thank you.
So I've really enjoyed the show. When you're playing, what would you say is your favorite NPC? Your favorite so far of season 4?
So far, well, does it have to be just of season 4, or
Hey, you can answer. You can answer it any way you want.
To date, Nana and Moses are like neck and neck, but I would say Nana wins for me still.
That entire scene, I almost crashed my car.
Oh my God, that's funny.
Jess, who's yours?
Mine would be Sebastian, obviously. I mean, is there
That's
any
right.
other
There's no reason otherwise.
option? I don't. Nah. So yeah.
Tony?
I think mine's Sebastian too. Man's just so he's just so unflappable. Here's a leather daddy outfit and a ball gag. Very good, sir.
He's very polite.
He has like 6 versions of it. And he's like, yeah, no, this is good.
Not anymore. Not anymore.
Especially when he showed up when all
Thank
the
God.
rocks were falling and he just appeared. And he's like, yes, sir, I'll get that for you immediately. So,
It's like a hot towel, my lady.
when we ended this now, it's weird because one of the questions was, are any theories about the first people? But a lot of these got answered if you listen to the heroes. So did you guys have any theories beforehand about what the first people were?
Only what Chris told me, and I don't remember. So.
Does it interest any of your characters? Do you even care?
Not mine.
It wouldn't interest Hesh, because he doesn't know about, like, he wouldn't know about the ties to the in-between. If
Right.
he knew about the ties to the in-between and how they like to operate and feed on powerful people and stuff like that, that would interest Hesh. Just because the in-between is such an unknown. And it feels like most everything else is kind of mapped out. Magic's mapped out. Gods exist. Like, the thing that's the most enticing and the purest to him is the unknown. It's like the true void. So, but me as a player, I love Ethereal Embrace. If you guys haven't checked that out, you should.
Definitely.
And that was something that I think there is a temptation when you're on the cast, when you're behind the scenes, to be able to do spoilers, to be able to see behind the curtain a little bit more, see what's coming up next. But I kept Ethereal Embrace and the whole First People and everything about that, just like I was an audience member, and I loved every second of it. So me as a player, I wasn't anywhere close with any theories that I had, but I loved every second of that.
What about you, Tony? Did you care?
Francis the Lion didn't particularly.
I didn't think so. Yes.
I'm not much for theories real often, so I love the mystery of it, but I didn't really have any theories as to what's up with the First People.
Yeah, that's all on Nico. He tells such an incredible story.
Oh my gosh.
So many details.
Yeah.
We don't catch them all. I'm clueless on half the shit that's going on, but he pulls it together somehow, and our audience loves it. So kudos.
Yeah, and I got to give Nico, when we got to the heroes, the final episode of the heroes part, and you were just describing this amazing history and mythology of this world. Have you always known this is where the world was going to be, or has this kind of been created as you've gone along?
No, so my DM style has always been kind of to make a world, and then all this shit is happening in the world at the same time, and then the players can kind of choose to react or choose what path they're on. So this had all been decided, really, I mean, even all of Season 5 is decided shortly after Season 1 finished recording. So I had written out everything for it. In fact, we refer a lot of time to the Age of Chroniclers. That's actually one of our previous, before we even started recording, campaigns that Tony and Shamas was a part of, that we played the characters there. So the world's kind of been built, and the world is their oyster to destroy or eat or sit on or whatever they want to do.
Well, and these guys have been great at destroying a lot of it, which I I have been thrilled. So I think you guys are the heroes, but except for some of the things you've done, which I think going back to Season 3 where you burned down the
Allegedly.
Allegedly burned down. Yeah.
That was Ingvald.
Look, there was a mule there that, was very shifty looking. All right, no one knew where that donkey came from, where that wagon was. It could have been anything.
And then killing all the gnomes, which...
That was necessary.
That was called for.
But
that was...
I like the fact that there was a reason behind it. They're kind of assholes. So you kind of had an excuse.
Yeah, I full disclosure, Hesh was all aboard, but hey, these guys are gonna be our allies. The whole magic thing we'll keep under wraps. They don't have to know that we're magic users. But that's totally amazing. And then they're like, yeah, and we also kill kids. And we're like, all right. Now I'm gonna have to kill all of you.
Now you've done it.
So we had a whole orphanage of an island that we were gonna have, but now we had to burn it all down.
Yeah. And then, of course, killing your captain, which I love the last episode where you're like, okay, well, the captain's dead. He died in the explosion. Well, he died from losing his head first, but then he died in the explosion.
Technicalities.
So was there anything, I know for Francis the Lion, was there anything you guys wanted to do that you didn't get done? For you, Francis, you got your job completed.
Yeah. That was my whole goal for joining Duché was to get rid of Gagme, and he definitely held up his end of the bargain. So, Francis will be sticking around just to see what's next.
Yeah. Ayda, did you get done what you wanted to do this season?
I didn't really. Well, she did expand a little bit more on her evil side. There was a few less sorry notes this year. But
I love those sorry notes.
yeah, I have to bring those back. Like they gotta go back. That's Ayda. We touched on it a little bit, but I didn't get a chance to get into it a whole lot. But expanding Dolly Parton's role, like she's this big bounty hunter. Everybody should know who she is, but it just kind of died in the water. So hopefully we can bring her back. Maybe do a little something with her, and then maybe explore a little bit more of my spells. I wanted to do more of that, but I didn't really have an opportunity.
And Shamas Hesh has a lot to do in the next season.
Yeah, I feel like I was a little bit worried that his like smear campaign wouldn't come to fruition. But I feel like Nico did a pretty good job of keeping that. I mean, that's a DM to DM, like that's a difficult thing to do, to like manage everything all at once, going side by side and trying to have the timing right. But if you guys listen to the interludes,
yes.
I think that you can see a lot more that's happening to give the story flavor. And I think that he did a really good job with that. But as far as like Hesh's big plans, I mean, I know that Tony likes to point out that he's got like a goal, like he's goal based, but not really plan based. And I think that that's somewhat fair. But he's singularly focused, and so he latches on to like who is the most tyrannical looking force right now, and then how do I upheave that? So with Gagme being taken down, like that was a success. The smear campaign was a success. There's a lot more involvement with his patron, an actual conversation with his patron, which, for a player was a success. Like I love that. And so, now with Gagme being taken down and power shifting, there might be a new tyrannical force that needs to be taken down, I think. But so Hesh to answer your question, yeah, I think that everything that Hesh had gone for in this season was accomplished.
Nico, you have to plan out your season. Did it kind of go the way you expected, or did it go completely off the rails?
It definitely went off the rails. It definitely required some redirecting about halfway through.
Not our fault. Not our fault.
Yeah, okay. They stopped and had the gnomes with robot body side quests that they decided to dive in, but then they fully immersed themselves in that, and that was a very, very long sidetrack. So, but I think when the villains came on, I knew at that point that we were hitting season 3. They were coming in, and we wanted to have 5 seasons total to wrap up this campaign. So season 3, we kind of focused in on Ayda and her slavers coming after her, and we wrapped up that arc. And then season 4 wrapped up Francis's arc with destroying Gagme, and then season 5 I've got a little special thing for Hesh in there. So I think as long as I can get those bits done, everything else can either come or go. I'm all right with it.
Well, it seems I'm
happy.
Yeah, it seems like season 5 we got to deal with Duché.
Yeah.
Although Ada's totally smitten with him.
I do want to remind everybody that anyone who heard the dream, or not so much the dream sequence, but like through the portal when Hesh was talking to his patron, Hesh was given an assignment that he didn't succeed with. He was supposed to collect some elemental glands from that dragon, and he didn't. And so me as a player, I'm like, let's see how this plays out. So that'd be the only thing that didn't get accomplished.
Yeah. Which is that's not on me. That's on you.
Really, it's on Hesh. I don't think you can blame me.
Well, you guys kind of buggered out a little bit early in that battle.
Yeah. Mission accomplished without Hesh fighting anyone.
Were you surprised?
Not Francis.
Yeah, were you
Francis
stayed. No, Francis stayed. Francis killed Am I Real. Were you surprised that Am I Real turned out to be this dragon and one of the first people?
Oh, me. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, I was absolutely surprised that Emiriel was a dragon and one of the first people as well. That was unexpected, but it was also just a wonderful, exciting opportunity for Francis. Here's the head of Gag Me, and I don't even need to think up an excuse.
Yeah. It's just a dragon. I got to kill it.
Yeah. Yeah, a dragon that came in already hostile and messing people up. So, well, look at that. I've got an excuse already.
When we all met up at the Battle of the Bards, and it's in the outtakes, which I love, is that moment where they're all at each other. There's about to battle go down, and Nico has to actually say, "Guys, if you do a TPK on each other, it's not going to be good for the rest of the show." Were you concerned that people would die and that you would have to kind of rewrite this whole thing?
Yeah, I was very concerned about what they would do because, I know I kid around a lot about them being assholes and do all this random shit, but they legitimately do.
Well, I think that the one thing that you have to know too is that there was a lot of shit talking in the preparation of this. Like this coming to a head. I'm like, hey, this is all gearing towards Battle of the Bards. I can't tell you what we're going to be doing, but I just want you guys to know that, we're going to there. Like, we're all going to meet up. It's going to be amazing. And so there was I'm sure that there was a lot in the heroes end, but there was a lot of talking of who could take who and how you'd smash somebody or yeah, I don't know. So I think that Nico hearing both sides of this probably was a little bit more concerned than he was prepared to be.
So if it had come down to it, mono a mono, could you guys have taken down the heroes?
Yeah, easily.
Absolutely.
Hesh didn't even fight.
Yeah. I mean, just being
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, Francis the Lion, Ayda, Hesh. I think you guys easily could have taken them down. So.
Yeah.
That's just me talking. I just think you guys could have done it.
Of course, Ayda was trying to keep the peace. They don't know that we're the ones doing all this shit, so calm the fuck down, okay? I don't want to die today. Let's not do that.
I do like that the heroes tried to, they didn't attack when you guys first came through. They tried to hold person to, interrogate you.
Yeah.
It was very, law enforcement-esque.
Yeah. But again, Hesh is very against the authoritarian. You can't say Fourth Amendment, you sons of bitches.
I'm just glad they didn't just nuke you in the teleportation tent. You guys arrive and boom.
We were rolling really well, so
You arrive and a Tyrannosaurus tears through the top of the tent.
Clever girl.
I did love at the Battle of the Bards when anyone cast magic, a spotlight would come on and say, "Please don't do that, otherwise you will have to be removed from." Which kind of kept things in order. It kept things in check, as it were.
Tried to.
So where do you guys see your characters in 5 years?
Francis will probably be back on the basement circuit. He's a pretty impulsive spender. He's not too worried about saving at all. So this latest season he racked up a bit of a fortune, but that's going to be gone as soon as things slow down. So he'll be back, fighting in basements for money, or throwing fights in basements for money, whichever's better.
Yeah, whichever's more profitable.
Where's Hesh going to be in 5 years?
If you would ask me before we kind of nailed down that his patron, I would have been like, he would have made his own type of gag me, situation. Yeah. He would have been the head of it, but behind the scenes, so on and so forth. Now I don't know. Now, if you think of anything, Cthulhu related, they don't last long. They go insane. Most of the time they go insane. And he already has a whole village in his head that comes out at different times. So, yeah, we'll see.
He's already got the schizophrenia going down. It's no problem. So
he's never alone.
What about Ayda?
Depending on how the whole Duché thing pans out, I'd imagine she would, become a general of some sorts or working her way up the ranks in some kind of army.
Is that going to cause even more friction? Because it left off on such a tense situation at the end where
Oh yeah, I dare you. Yeah,
it was scary. Do you guys think that this might come to a head in season 5?
it might. It might. I'm ready for it if it is. I mean, bring it on, I guess.
Definite possibility.
Well, because I really love the fact that you got Hesh, who's very much against Douche, Ayda, who's very much in love with Douche, and Francis the Lion.
Yeah,
It's kind of
The free agent.
yeah, basically.
I don't have anything against him.
So I'm just here.
Yeah.
Like player-wise, I tried desperately to convince Tony to just listen to reason. And then in game, I was like, try my damnedest, because I know Ayda had such a hard on for Douche, so I was like, she's a lost cause. But like, I could get Francis maybe. And then when everything was unraveling, I'm like, you see? And he goes, I see nothing. Damn it. I'll do it myself, I guess.
Well, I loved how when you were convincing him, you were trying to use, was it pastries? And of course, Ada's best line.
Think they were
bagels.
using it to counterpoint me.
Yeah, Ada's best line ever. You can't taste the oppression.
I lost
That
my
was so much
shit,
fun.
dude. When she said that, I was like, I lost this. There's no
Just
way.
standing up for my BFF, you know. Gotta do what I gotta do. Sorry, not sorry.
Oh, let's see. So let's go ahead and ask some individual questions. Francis, we're talking about it. Gagme's Fallen. What do you think will be your drive for season 5?
Well, my drive to stick with the party is just Douche's kind of did me a solid with the whole, accomplishing my goals thing. And I mean, he's not entirely responsible for it, but he's responsible for the opportunity to do it. So I feel like I kind of owe him one, maybe. So going to stick around a bit and see what comes next. Yeah, he's also got quite like I said, a bit of a fortune amassed, mostly from those brothers.
Hesh had just kind of mentioned about maybe starting your own Gagme. Is there any thought about maybe kind of starting your own enterprise?
I offered it to them. I told them that was my idea was to try and make like another organization and try and like put them in the head of it or whatever. And to my knowledge, it was just like yeah.
Yeah.
Is that too much for Francis? He just wants, no, I don't want that kind of responsibility.
Pretty much. Yeah, he's kind of, like if someone did that, that's pretty cool.
But then it's just work, and you got to. No one wants to be in charge of that kind of stuff. Ayda, how do you think Ayda will let Douche go before spacing yourself from him? How far do you think you'll let him go? Because I mean, we're talking about him being a god and taking over the world. Do you think she'll be with him to the end?
For now, she may have that cloak of just blind following, but I mean, he could turn at any moment and just change my course of action. Like, he could do something that would offend my beliefs or Sebastian's beliefs, and I would no longer be with it. So as long as he's still, I don't care. I have no religious ties whatsoever. So
what would that look
to
like?
Be a god, whatever.
Yeah.
What would him like offending Ayda look like? That's something that I genuinely have been curious about. Like, what could he do that would make Ayda like at least second guess him in a way that was profound?
Right now, he is giving me options when it's no longer an option and I feel caged. Then that's where the drawing line for me would be.
Nice.
Probably the same thing for Sebastian. If I saw him doing anything trying to control Sebastian at all, it would probably be over.
That probably goes
No
back to
ideas,
your
Nico.
history. That probably goes back to your history of being a slave with the Drow and being locked up and not having any choices whatsoever.
That's really
Right.
awesome.
I'm here to live my life. I'm here to get rich. I'm here to have adventure. So
Take baths.
give me that, and I'm good.
Nico, does that make you want to like start taking notes on how to maybe
Destroy us.
Yeah.
That's why I said no.
Step
no.
1.
No ideas.
Murder Sebastian.
Oh no! He's gonna
my
put
gosh.
Sebastian in a box. He's gonna put that box in another box, and when it arrives, he's
Gonna mail
gonna
it to
smash
myself.
it with a hammer.
Oh. Do not use one of my favorite movies against
It's my
me.
favorite movie. I'm gonna do it. You got Princess Bride and Emperor's New Groove. That's it.
So,
I hate you all.
but it's so great. It's so easy to reference. Hesh, your warlock powers seem to be manifesting themselves more and more. Will we see more of that, especially now that you know who your patron is?
Yep, it was something I've been working with Nico with, is that like I wanted it to be kind of comical and subtle at first, of like, you know, things popping out, and so Nico he made it like hey, you know, passive perception, or like, you know, roll perception, see if anyone sees anything. So it's been happening since I've been casting, but you know, if they don't see it, then it doesn't, you know, I don't know, it doesn't really get narrated and stuff. And so as it's kind of being used more often, and you know, there's obviously a more deeper, you know, a deeper like connection to the patron now, which I'm really excited about. I do 100% plan on it coming out being more comical when it does, but also still gross and slimy and, you know, weird. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the new creative ways that Nico and I can workshop how, I don't know, how hilarious and grotesque these different spells can manifest. So yeah.
How hard is it to make sure that, because sometimes you deal with some pretty serious subjects, to try and make sure that you stay this comical role, this stays a comedy?
It's not too hard. I mean, sometimes some of the darker subjects, I think, you know, like child murder and things like that, we're just like, you know what? No, we just draw the hard lines where we need to. But
yeah,
I think that's maybe, especially when we first came out there, everyone was like, they're more heroic than the heroes. But I think it's just because we draw those hard lines. Like, nope, this is not okay. But we still do it in a way that's, you know, three kind of doofuses.
Incompetent people drawing lines in the sand.
Yeah.
Wait, where are we?
making not the best decisions when we do it.
Yeah.
Nico, do you find that hard too, when you're trying to make sure that this is the story goes, but you still want to keep it to be funny and all the puns running rampant?
I try to plan certain puns out to make sure that we stay on target, and then just let them loose. But I will say this season, when they had the guest appearance with Andrin Mianor and they killed Malfader's dad, that set off a whole like chain of things that got way more serious than what we had seen in any other of the seasons. So it was definitely interesting, and then we had to like loop it back around as quickly as we could to funny stuff. I think splitting up the episodes too. I know you were saying earlier that having them separate was fun, but I do think having the heroes first and the villains second, if one of them are having a more serious session, it's worked out pretty well that the other one was doing a bunch of dumb fuckery. So like you either started with really, you know, something serious and ended with something funny, or vice versa.
Right.
So I think that's helped a lot.
Did you you also got to kind of play with that in your interludes, as far as getting a little bit more serious, because they were pre-written and acted out, and so you got to tell kind of the serious side of the impact of what these characters are doing.
Yeah, I've really liked that part of the interludes, because I have the NPCs doing all this random shit all the time anyway. So while the heroes are out doing their thing, I've got like these little stories going. So to be able to put that in and try doing a little bit of voice acting and audio drama-esque style stuff allowed us to get a lot more serious. And then the NPCs just seem way more badass now than what they did
so
before,
much more depth, so much more flavor. The interludes are one of my favorite parts about the show.
It was like like you mentioned, Shamas, it was nice to see them. Oh my gosh, there is someone pretending to be Gagme out there. We've got to investigate that. I didn't even think about it until those interludes came.
And it was difficult because during the, like, you listen to the heroes campaign and stuff, it's mentioned, but that's about it. Because for them, it's like, oh, we know that's bullshit. Like, let's keep going. So for the heroes, it doesn't really affect them. So why would he linger on it? I wouldn't if I was a DM. Like, why would he? But with the interludes, it shows that like more stuff is happening in the world without us having to be there, and like the audience can see all of it as if it was a movie or something. Like you can watch all of it kind of happening, even if the protagonists or the antagonists, the heroes, aren't there.
That's
so
right. Yes.
Yep.
And Nico, are you just kind of writing those in your head as the games are going on? You go, oh, I really like to kind of follow up on that, but I can't do it in game. I have to do something else.
Yeah, in my notes, in my actual DM notes, which, I mean, A Fool's Quest has almost 200 pages worth of notes in, like a pages document at this point. But in that, there's a lot of, hey, they did this or they did that. I type out real quick what, like, my thought about the response in the real world would be at that point. And then I can just go back through and reference them because we're, like, months ahead on when we record versus when it airs. So I kind of have to go back through those notes as we do them. But yeah, I mean, we try to keep good track of them as we go.
So could you tell us any more about that ending scene in The Villains on that final episode, about what it was we were listening to, which just kind of seemed to appear out of nowhere?
There is a god of death in the world of Euphrae, and the first worshiper that the show had was Macy when it came to the god of death. And the god of death is one of like my favorite concepts, not like a god of the dead who has to control the afterworld, but the actual god of the process of death. And I thought that was really cool. So after everyone and their grandmother on the entire fucking earth that has heard our show and messaged me that they were pissed that I killed Macy, I figured it was time to maybe bring everyone's favorite NPC back into the fold, back into the mix.
So that Hesh can kill her again. You want to know where I'm going to be in 5 years?
It was a great ending because it really pulled me in after what I had already thought was a fantastic episode that you guys had to deal with, and then to have that last little kind of a tag on was just wonderful.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it.
The production that Mike and Nico do on these episodes, all these shows are amazing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And Nico had sent me an early copy, so this was the first time to listen to it without the editing, without the sound effects, and without all this. It was very, very, very. It doesn't seem right without all that wonderful sound effects and the sidebar moments with the voices and really, it's just amazing work that you guys do on this show.
The dings.
Thank you.
Yeah. I hear that shit in real life. Like we make a pun, and in my head it goes ding.
Same.
How does Ayda got to cast magic this season.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts when she finally got to do it?
Big step.
It was like liberating because we brought it up before. I was a slave for so long. I was doing as I was told, so there was none of these are emotional based spells. It's literally an action, so I have time now that I can work on them and practice and actually use them. And now that I'm discovering it, I'm really excited because I have some really good shit, and I am so excited to play Ayda. Ayda is not dying because she has things to do.
No, Ayda can't die because I think she's a favorite of all of ours.
I love playing Ayda.
Agreed.
Especially since, this is my first character, so I want to see what she can do.
Yeah. It's been amazing. Were the guys surprised by the fact that she was all of a sudden able to cast magic?
I didn't see it coming. I didn't realize that she was going into Arcane Trickster. I thought, this is her first character. She's going to take it easy. She's killing it with role playing. She's really getting into it. She's investing in the world. She's like, that alone is a big step for a player, And so, I was just really vibing with the whole, like, every time we go in there, she's got these, clever quips and stuff. She's doing this hilarious stuff. And then all of a sudden she's casting, and I'm like, oh, so we're doing this now. So now everybody just has magic. That's fine. That's fine.
I play a bard. I think everyone should be able to do everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or everyone.
I do love that to embrace the villain side, her magic is like bullying. You know, when she fights people, she like makes them flinch, moves forward at them. All of her magic includes some element of being a bully.
Yeah.
It's the most villainous thing Ayda does.
Yes.
I played that when I went back and listened to it. I was like cracking up. My stomach hurt because I was like, she did 2 for flinching.
She's gonna start giving people swirlies.
It's like, what? Why is my
Look
ear
out.
wet? She's like, ah, nerd.
It's fun.
Do the villains feel robbed with no mech suit or Sebastian?
Oh, we know where they are.
All right, so I feel like robbed would be the wrong. I don't know. It would be robbed
Naked?
if Nico
Yeah.
made the choice. If Nico had made the choice to keep Sebastian somewhere or keep the mech somewhere, then I think that would give us, a reason to feel robbed. We made those choices. He lets us make all the choices we want to, and then we just deal with the consequences, which is one of the best ways I think to run a campaign. Is like, you can do whatever you want, just there's always a consequence. So
Yeah.
I didn't like Hesh didn't want the mech suit to get wrecked or stolen or whatever, so he stashed it, and then we kept Ayda, you kept Sebastian on the ship for what reason?
Yeah, I don't even remember. What the? How did we get there? Like without them? Weren't we like teleported?
No, we
Yeah.
Yeah.
well,
We went. Yeah, we went to the vault on their own. Yeah, because we didn't want any more necessary.
Yeah.
And then we teleported from the
Right.
vault. So he was
Yeah.
like the farthest thing from my mind at that time. So yeah, Ayda is a little upset without Sebastian around, but she has a job to do, so she
Yeah.
focuses.
Your "Oh my God, Sebastian" bit was brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Sebastian!
That was fantastic. And that one was pre-planned even, because after that episode that we recorded that night, he's like, "You guys left them on the ship," and I was like, "Oh fuck!" So I made a note in my notebook for the next recording to bring that
Yeah,
up.
that's
Like,
amazing.
"Hey guys, do you realize we don't have these things right now?"
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was fun.
Hesh, you were given a quest by your patron to collect the elemental glands. You'd mentioned that before. Is that going to be a real problem? Do you think you can find some way to fix that?
I hope not. I hope it's a problem. I do, because I don't know. I think that a conundrum like this, an issue like this, I mean, it's working out great for the heroes right now with the whole gods, dealings that they have, and them never being able to pay up on those and always paying the price. It makes for a better story.
They've got a lot of debt.
They got a lot of debt, and with him being like, "Hey, collect these for me," and then Hesh being like, "No, I did this job and I'm out," and then I don't even think it's hit Hesh, even with keen mind, that he forgot the glands.
And I'm trying to remember what happened to Nico. What happened to the body? What happened with MR Real? Did they
Buried him.
did
Yeah,
bury
they-
him? So you could go inter the body.
Yeah.
No, they dropped him in like lava.
Okay. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'll go get
Buried
it.
him in a
I'll go get it.
volcano.
Yeah, they put him in a Thor killing dropped him in a volcano.
Just like Hesh
I
is
always
just
wanted
like,
to check out this volcano suit. Driving.
Find a way to go back in time.
Doofus's time away.
Unteleport. Yeah, we left that.
Mario blew it up anyway.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
bunch of jerks in Pod 6.
Yeah.
Your vodka.
Well, and
Did you just say podca? Because that's amazing.
I didn't, but after I said vodka, I was like, man, I missed it.
I like that. That's
Ding,
going on the
yes.
notes. Hold on.
Yeah.
Podca. By Sebastian and Debbie. That's great.
It's a ball gag for every shot. All right.
He doesn't have those anymore. They're gone.
okay, so what is one aspect of your character that you feel has the most potential, but has been somewhat underwhelming, either by your habits, doings, or just a lack of opportunities to be showcased?
Francis is a gladiator and a really good one.
Yeah.
And honestly, we I think avoid combat more than we engage in it.
Do we?
Yeah.
I feel like we do. At least At least the ones that would be hard.
Dishonor is all I have to say.
What?
Dishonor is all I have to say. We didn't have to fight that fight.
Okay,
Oh,
that
are
one.
we upset about turtle soup? Is that what we're mad about? They tried to kill my Carlos. What the hell?
No, just that he was ugly. Calm down. Never mind. Auntie Ada loves you.
Carlos was kept me dying. So also Francis is a bard still, poet. Your was it the haiku you had at the marriage?
Okay.
Again,
Oh, yeah.
I almost crashed my car laughing so hard at that haiku.
Tony, your ability to just improv that shit blows my mind.
Yeah. I haven't in a while, though. I'm going to have to get more of those, or the limericks are tougher, but those are more fun.
You haven't in a while. You just dropped a whole rap
Yeah, dude, the
thing
rap!
for the Battle of the
And then
Bards.
you
that
lost!
Was the
Okay, there's that.
bomb.
The fucking
There's-
dice lied. Okay, the
Yeah.
game was rigged. All right.
I had some really bad rolls for that.
Oh
Yeah,
my
it was. You even
God.
rolled 3 times
Yeah.
to his one time, and I think he rolled like an 11 on the dice, and he still just. There's just
Yep.
no way you should have lost.
Yeah.
It was rigged for sure.
Dice don't lie.
Dice don't lie.
Speaking of 3 times, now you guys have a house rule where if you roll 3 20s, it's a critical success. If you roll 3 1s, it's like this really horrible failure. Have you guys ever? I can't remember. Have you guys anybody ever rolled Nico 3 1s and 3 20s at all?
No, we've gotten close a couple times.
Yeah.
Definitely gotten close, but no. So, and we do kind of ramp it up. So like, so if they roll 2 1s in a row, then it's something worse that happens
Right.
than if they had just gotten 1 1. But nobody's hitting that 3 like cataclysmic event style 1s or 20s in a row. I'm definitely hoping it happens in season 5 though.
I would love to
pulling
see
for
something
it.
happen like that, either success
Yes.
or failure. I do love the fact that you guys have that story element because it adds for much more than just I just rolled a 1 and nothing happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Which honestly, like, they roll 1s and then they're nervous, so they roll again. And the fact that it's not another 1, they're like, "Oh, thank God!"
Yeah.
You know, like they're happy
Oh,
that they
thank God I
just
only
got a
rolled
1. Yeah.
That's the most abusive shit I've heard all my
No, it's not, Shamas. Gaslighting isn't real, and you're crazy.
You critically failed and you're gonna like it. Just be glad that's all you have.
Where did you come up with that, Nico?
I don't even know. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't
don't
think.
either.
I think we've just done that for a really long time.
Yeah, I feel like we have. It's always been like you roll again to see.
Yeah. Just,
Well,
does
in
it get worse?
3.5, I think it started in 3.5 because you had to confirm criticals. And
Yeah.
that's when we started playing in
Yeah, you have to do the
3.5.
critical and then you have to hit their armor class to make sure you got that crit. I
Right.
forgot
Yes,
about
and
that.
I think the first time that one of us rolled 2 20s in a row, we were like, oh, well, this is going to be extra special. And then
Yeah.
said, well, check again to see if it's a third one. And yeah, I think that's how that started, was way back when we were like 15.
How long have
Yeah,
you guys
makes
been
sense.
playing together? I mean, Ayda, I know you're this is your first time, but for the rest of you guys, how long have you been playing together?
I've been
Oh.
playing since I was 12. I think I joined like Nico's group and stuff when I was like 14, 15.
Wow.
Yeah.
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 Tony, how long
yeah,
have you
we've
been?
been playing for a while?
Nico and I started playing together. We were really like 16 or 17 probably, weren't we?
Mm-hmm. We could drive.
And
So-
yeah, we could drive, you're right. So yeah, 24-ish years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nerds.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, actually.
What about you, Michael? How long have you been playing?
I started in the early '80s with the original AD&D, the Player's Handbook, Dungeon Master's Guide, for what we call First Edition. Of course, it was the only edition at the time, or that, or the Red Box, the basics. But then I dropped out in the late 90s because, as Ayda would say, total nerds. Only nerds play this game. I'm not going to play this anymore. And so didn't play until someone introduced me to 5e in 2017. I went, holy shit, I remember how much I love this game again. And so that's how I got back
really
into
amazing.
it. Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed that I didn't play through 2nd, 3rd, 3.5, 4 like other people did.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of skipped 4.
I think most people did.
Tried it out.
We tried it out.
Yeah, we gave it a good old
We went back
college
to
try.
3.5.
Yeah, just
Actually, we didn't. We went to just a homebrew system that mostly Nico had made.
yeah.
That was.
I think we played Star Wars and we
played
played Call of Cthulhu and we played
Heroes.
other games. Heroes,
Shadowrun.
yeah.
I mean, D&D always seems to play you back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it does.
4.0 was just a lot more video game-esque,
Yeah.
I feel like, the way it felt. And so if we were going to play video games, we would just
Go play
play
games.
video games together.
Yeah.
So we would just do that instead.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the great thing is about D&D is you get to create this world. And Nico, have you enjoyed where this world has gone?
Yeah. I mean, I think I've said it here before on the show. Like, I was not supposed to be the DM for this show.
Really?
Mike. Yeah, Mike was actually supposed to be the DM. And the whole first season of A Fool's Quest, the first 14 episodes or whatever, that was just our sound check. That's why everything was super tongue-in-cheek and just completely ridiculous. Like, rats in a basement for the first quest, or here's a zombie at a crypt. Like, everything was so stupid generic because it wasn't really supposed to be a game. It was just our sound check. So then life happened, and we took the show with The Fool's Quest and sampled it out, and some people were like, oh my god, this is amazing. So then I was like, all right, well, I guess I had better write this world really quick and dive into it. So I'm really happy with the way. Actually, it's just I get a lot of really good feedback from listeners, either on social media or in Discord or just wherever, and it makes me feel really, really good every time somebody messages me and they're like, "Oh my god, this!" So it's very flattering as a creator.
Yeah, I think it's amazing to see how far you guys have come in 4 years to where it was just kind of playing around. It was almost like your kids in your basement with microphones. But now you're actually a professional podcast and getting quite a bit of acclaim.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, I like it. Obviously, we've created this creative typo with more shows, and Adam and I have people reaching out to us all the time being like, hey, if any of the shows you have needs another player, please bring me in. I want to play with you guys. You guys sound awesome. So it's very flattering.
What were you guys' thoughts when, I guess, maybe Nico came to you and said, hey, we're going to actually create more of a podcast hub with Mics and Monsters and Into the Night and all these, into the creative typo? What was your thoughts on that?
It just brought more people to the game, honestly. These players can come in and play in our game, and it doesn't disturb anything whatsoever. So it's fun to have everybody in one place.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. Have a little bit of imposter syndrome because we're just like some nerds playing D&D. So when I look at the Discord and I see we've got 143 people in there, it's still just kind of like, wow, they listen to us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think it's awesome.
I don't know about you, but I think I'm hilarious. Come on.
Yeah, I'm hilarious too, but like other people like to listen.
That's right. I'm just doing this for fun. Yeah, it's how I am with Red Dirt D&D. It's you just go back, and go, wait, I've got how many downloads, and people are messaging us, and it's. Yeah. We're just playing. We just threw this together just to have some fun and play some D&D, and the realization of how big it's gotten, and with Creative Typo now you've got new listeners as well. The people who might have only been Mics and Monsters, although they would have heard about Fool's Quest because they always knew there was like a group effort there going on. You guys now have new listeners Into the Night, Mics and Monsters now coming over to A Fool's Quest to listen.
It's really great. I think too that we've like Mix Mesh or Nico and Adam have kind of like brought this community together, because when you have such great shows, such great creators all vying to like get their name out there, doing their social media, like trying to make something of this great work, because the story is basically the same for everybody. Like they do this to have fun, and then other people really enjoy it. And then the struggle is, how do we get this out to more people so that they too can enjoy it? So that like we can build on this so that lots of people can enjoy this story that want to enjoy it, because we didn't expect that, or at least we didn't expect that much of a feedback from that. And so now you have this community of like-minded people all working together, synergizing, cross-promoting, supporting one another. You're like, hey, I got this project I want to do. Who's interested? And then people are just like, I would love to do that. Or, hey, I got just a person for that. It's so much better when you have other people supporting you, and you can support other people so that everyone can enjoy each. And all the stories are so different. Like, all of the different, it's all, so you don't have like 3 urban fantasy stories that are basically in the same setting, going along. Even if that were the case, it would still be cool. But this is so
wild.
why?
Just like, man, why don't we have that?
I'm sure eventually that will happen. But like, it's so wildly different. You have like a Cthulhu mythos based, Mics and Monsters. You have Into the Night, which is just a anthology story. They're all gripping. They're all amazing. They all have their own like situation. They're wildly different, and it's just. Right. But I don't know. I'm really excited to be a part of it,
and especially with the Mics and Monsters and Fool's Quest, it makes people realize what you can do. And with Red Dirt D&D, that we're at Wild West, in 5e you can do anything with 5th edition. That's the beauty of it.
Yeah, I mean, a few of my go-to podcasts are Red Dirt D&D because it's a Western, and I don't listen to other Westerns. Mics and Monsters because they are Cthulhu, and I get to listen to Cosmic Horror, and Roll Britannia because they're pirates, and I get to listen on the open sea, there's just a wide range that can be done with 5e. I like it a lot.
Even just in a Fool's Quest, Nico, as the DM, built a mech suit with a boomstick.
I'm kidding.
You could do anything.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. And I can't always do that with 3.5 or Pathfinder. It's not quite as flexible sometimes.
Yeah.
Right.
Butler guards.
Butler guards.
So here we go. What do you think has happened, or what do you think has become of Nana?
Well,
I imagine Nana's opened a pie shop.
Full of soap.
Full of soap. Pie-scented soap.
Was that planned?
I sent...
No.
No, not at all.
Nope.
Very little.
That's why it was. That's why it's like one of my, if not my favorite moments, is because it was all improv, all on the fly, and Nico was like, "Sure, this is happening, I guess." we're like, "Yeah, no, this is our house now. This is Nana. Come here."
Oh, it's so good to have you here, Nana.
I don't have any grandkids.
Get the tea, Nana. We're trying to talk. And then Ayda just comes.
Ayda just goes take a shower
with her towel, her bathrobe on.
Yeah.
Where'd you get this?
I do. I cut it out a lot. I cut out a lot of what I say because I like to let them run the show. But very often I say in the real world, well, I guess this is happening now.
Well,
this is where we're at.
And she was included in one of the interludes, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Where they went and actually tried. So what happened with these 3 visitors that came? Oh, well, they just came in. And...
We've had 3 different pieces of really well done fan art for that one scene.
Yeah.
It's just so good.
It's amazing
because it took everybody by surprise, even the players. Oh, Nana's fantastic. Oh, I love that moment. I love almost as much as I love the moment where you guys. And it sounds horrible, but when you burned down the dance I was just so off the walls. I'm sure that had to have been another one. Oh well, I guess this is happening.
My favorite part about that scene was Ayda coming in and going, "No, you need one more."
This is the best. I'm tying the knot. Hold on.
That one that took me up. I was like, dude, we're already doing something awful. And then she's like, hold on, no, stop. And we're like, no, we're already committed to this. She goes, no, stop, because you need one more. Like,
she's got to go to this party. It's so important that she goes to this party.
It's an A-lister right here. We gotta lock it. Let's run.
Just yeah, and he made that up on the fly. That she was a go-deep, and it tied in with the story. So that was so much fun. A random moment just turned into this. Like, okay, hold on, because Ayda didn't want to have anything to do with this burning of the tavern, but then I was keeping her away, and then I was like, wait a minute. Fuck you. Get your ass to this party. What are you doing?
Just like the slugs, the slug situation on the bridge. That was from the random roll on the travel roll. And then the Moses, whole scene with Moses, like, that was because of the travel roll. And it was just improv. It was like, well, this is happening.
Good old Moses.
Good old healing salve.
And you guys were the ones that came up with the Chags, right?
Oh, yeah.
That was Francis.
I was playing D&D with my Friday night group, and someone goes, "Oh, it's Sea Hags." I'm like, "Jags!" and well, no one had any idea what I was talking about.
The clab.
The clab, yeah. The Chags is what started it, and I was like, man. He said Sea Hags, and I was like, what if it was spelled C-Hag? And I was like, it's pronounced Chag. and then it's gone. Anytime anything is C.
Yeah. We'll have to send you a Kagol.
Yeah. Kagol's, It's that. There's that, and then there's the way.
The C-store, the ICEA.
Yeah. There's the way that,
the ICEA. Oh, that was fantastic. The music in the ICEA was so good. Of course, I'm listening on headphones, and I'm like, this is great. I'm like, I feel like I'm actually in the store with this music shit.
Don't they do so well
on
with it?
aisle 3.
Oh my god.
We need a mop and bucket. Thank you.
Yeah.
That was me in retail over the other time. Any chance I got, I was like, hey, fuck you. Do your job.
I did want to ask you, Nico, with Creative Typo, what else can you talk about anything you guys might have planned for the future? We know that Ethereal and Base is going to go to season 2, and right now we're dealing with Dread Tech. Is there more that you guys are working on?
Yeah, we actually have several more projects. So we just wrapped up the script for one audio drama that's actually going to be put together. So we're running casting calls right now out of the Creative Typo group. And then we've got a second audio drama script coming along, and another group that is looking at doing a series of one-shots. So 3 new projects right now that are on paper. It's really fun that we get to have all these projects. I just absolutely love podcasting. It's amazing.
And to play game doing it.
We are also doing a lot of stuff with the Discord community, and that we are running one shots with them. We do game nights quite often. I think we have for Microphones Monsters, and we had done it for Fool's Quest portion of it, but they're doing the whole which movie's better, and then you decide on so there's a lot of community interaction that I think is amazing, and it's all super fun, and it feels like there's always something going on. Like if you can't make it to say game night this week or whatever, don't worry, because the next 3 or 4 days there's always something you can catch.
Yep.
Well, I think that's been about an hour. Anything you guys want to finish off with? We're gonna miss you. How long do we have to wait before season 5?
I believe it comes out in June. Let me pull that up.
So June, about 3 months. What the fuck am I supposed to do without you guys being there?
We're going to. We've got the Meet the Fools and Meet the Villains episodes that are coming out, and then we're doing little special treats along the way that will drop every Friday on our normal times. That will be kind of a best of. So each person, Jess took her favorite 3 moments. Chris took his 3 favorite moments. Shamas, Tony, everybody took 3 moments that they had over the course of the last 4 seasons, and we put little clips together. So about 20 minutes for these little short episodes to hold you over. But then Meet the Fools 5, we come back on June 10th.
Excellent.
that'll allow us to kick off season 5, the last season of the first campaign, and then we start working on campaign 2.
Yeah. Is Dread Tech also going to be an ongoing thing, or is this a one-shot season?
Right now it's got a season 1 for 38 episodes that are releasing. I personally would love to play a season 2
because Nitz is awesome.
Just because Nitz is amazing. Adam's a really great DM. It's super fun playing with Tisha and Richard. So I personally would love to play another season of that. And so maybe if we all bug Adam about it enough, he'll give us a season 2.
It's awesome. Guys, thank you so much for letting me come on, because I've been
Yeah.
a big fan of your show, and just keep up the good work, because it is hilarious and fun, and every week it's the one show that I will never miss, no matter what, is a Fool's Quest.
Aw, thank you.
Yeah,
thank
we
you so much for
Thanks
coming.
so much.
You're welcome.
This has been awesome.
Yeah.
You've been an awesome host.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, make sure to follow Michael on Red Dirt D&D, him and the rest of the team, and go check out their show if you haven't already. I know we've run ads and stuff for them in our show, but those get lost in the mix all the time. So actually go do it. Find him and the show, and check them out. They deserve
lot
it.
of fun.
I would like to say I love your guys' graphics that you put on Facebook and Instagram and stuff. The Red Dirt D&D needs wants you and stuff. Your promotional stuff is amazing.
Connor is
Frontier.
Connor's a great artist, and we are so thrilled to have him on our team.
Yeah,
I also love your sign on your door there.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
I've been staring at it this
that
whole
was
time.
the little Red Dirt RD that my wife got me that for Christmas, and when I
That is so
unwrapped
cool.
it, I was like, "This is the best thing ever," and it belongs right there. It's
Yeah,
perfect.
that's so cool.
Love it. All right, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.